it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets, and I'm here with another Sketch Sunday video. So the video today is going to be a baby shower card. My sister-in-law's baby shower is, you'll be seeing this on Sunday, so it's today. They're not finding out what they're having, so everything is in very neutral tones. We did the invitation in a burlap and a mint and a peachish color, so that's what the color of the card is going to be. And I chose the sketch from My Favorite Things. It's their sketch for this week. And again, I don't have it on my phone, so I just have a sketch of it. Sketch of the sketch. So here it is right here, and this is, again, how I try to decide what I'm going to do, and I will show you the supplies that I used. Again, the link to the sketch will also be in the more information section, or if you're over at my blog, the link will be on the bottom after all of my information. So the first thing that I did was I took 110 pounds cardstock, and I cut it longwise, so it's 4.25 by 5.5, and then I scored it and folded the card. Actually, I'm sorry, it's this side. And then what I did was I took a circle die from Nestabilities, and I ran the paper through my cardstock, just the top like this, so that I had it cut out in the middle, because if you notice in the sketch, the middle of the sketch has a circle in it. So instead of actually putting a circle element on the card, I made the center be the circle, like a peekaboo card, and you're going to be able to see the sentiment through the front of the card. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this burlap background from My Favorite Things. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, it's just called burlap background. And I am going to ink it up with some of the My Favorite Things hybrid ink in Craft. I've never used this color ink before, but I do love the tones of My Favorite Things hybrid inks. I think that they give a really good stamped impression, and hopefully I can get it so that it covers the whole front of the card and that I don't get ink through the circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place the front of it down, and then just, I think I've gotten it right up to the edge. And I'm actually going to rip off a piece of scrap paper on this pad so that I can make sure all of the ink transfers over. And hopefully none of it got on my hands. Okay, let's see how it came out. Okay, so there's the front of the card. So it has a nice burlap feel to it. There's a little bit of parts that didn't get stamped all the way, but that's okay because there's an element that's going to be going over that. So, the next element on the sketch is, there's like a little, there's actually, if you look at it, there's a line here, like right next to the sentiment. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to stamp the sentiment first. And I'm trying to decide what color ink I'm going to do it in. Now, the baby's room is all in mint green tones, so that I think I might actually use that. I'm actually going to be using Heidi Swap inks in the color of mint and in coral. This is actually the colors that I did the baby banner in, which I will post pictures of everything after the shower tomorrow. There will most likely be pictures on my blog before it's up on YouTube, but I definitely want to put the stuff that I did up on YouTube. So there might just be like a slideshow of pictures of it. But I'm definitely going to put the things up. We made my sister and I made the centerpieces. We made pom-poms for over her chair that are going to be hanging down from the ceiling. We made all of the favors. We made the banner. We made the diaper boxes because we're doing a diaper raffle. So, and it's in the theme of lambs. So, I'm going to stamp the sentiment right through the middle of the circle. And it says, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are?" And that comes from the stamp set Beautiful Baby by My Favorite Things. And this is what it looks like. And there's also a set of coordinating dies with it. I'm also going to be using the 2 little star stamps from the sentiment from the set. Okay. So, for the, I'm not sure, I was trying to go back and forth. I'm not really sure how I'm going to try to do this. I may stamp on the vellum, just have it behind here, but I want to stamp on the vellum first with the stars, with the smaller of the 2. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the smaller or the larger of the 2 star dies, or star stamps from the set. I can see how that's going to take up the whole thing. So let me try the smaller. And I just want to see how it looks on the vellum. I want to see if you can see it through the burlap once I stamp it. Because I'm going to be stamping I'm going to stamp some of the coral stars, and then I'm going to wipe it off, and I'm going to stamp some of the stars in mint. I'm going to have some of them going off. Just kind of do a little bit of a pattern. The stars. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take for this to dry. Okay. So wipe that off. Might need to come back and do before I stamp it, I'm going to make sure that all the orange is off. Yep. And I'll stamp in the mint now. I'm not sure if these even really look like stars anymore. Some of them kind of got smushed. I think the stamp might be a little bit wet from wiping it off too. Not so sure that I love this. So I'll have to wait and see. I may have to go to plan B for this. This is what happens when I make cards live. I have a sort of a game plan, but I'm not so sure that I love that. So I do have a backup. I did cut out a white strip. Just going to do that. Maybe I'll just do that, and then I'll pop it. I was going to pop it up. So, alright. Let me stamp on the white, and we'll see what one you like better. Stamp this on scratch paper and make sure that the mint is kind of stamping funny. Sorry, I'm just trying to stamp and make sure that you have a good impression. Try to kind of create a pattern random stars. And I'll do some coral ones. Okay. Wipe this off, and then go back in with the coral. I like the idea of the vellum. I just think that it may not, oh, maybe when it dries it'll look different. So there it is with the white. So let's see. I'm not sure which version I'm going to like better. So just wipe this off so that I don't get anything on the back of the card, because I can be a little messy when I make cards. So you can do this, and I'm going to pop it up so that it's going to be off the side. The ink hasn't dried on the vellum yet. Okay. I like the concept of the vellum, but the stars kind of got faded, so. Okay, so we're going to go with the white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some pop dots. These are the pop dots that I got at Michael's or AC Moore, and they were like the dollar bin. Actually going to cut them in half. Going to pop that at the top and the bottom. And it's probably going to need a pop dot somewhere in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a skinny piece. So you can use all of this. There's a bunch of extra on there. So what's nice is it's around just like the circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a couple pieces so that I can have some pop dots around the side of the circle. So it'll be able to be all pop dotted up. Okay. Just going to cut a couple more pieces. I know this is very riveting footage. You guys are all staying tuned. I think I'll cut one more pop dot in half and put it on either end. All the papers removed from the one around the sides. Okay. So that should be enough pop dots to keep it from going flat. If you're going to mail this, probably the best thing to do is fun foam, because fun foam doesn't get as smushed as the pop dots sometimes do. So to move this bottom pop dot if I can. Okay, so there it is now. And then what I'm going to want to do is I have this Martha Stewart punch. One of the things, if you can't find the color, the exact color that you want, what you can do is take the ink pad and swipe it over the paper several times until you get the color that you want. It's a nice green color. And I'll let that dry for a second. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the coral. Get a nice orangey color. Let that dry. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, this is a Martha Stewart punch around the page punch. So what you do is there's a beveled edge. If you look at this one, so this side is beveled. Place your paper over top of it. Make sure that the beveled edge here matches up with your beveled edge side. It snaps into place. And then you will get a bunch of stars in different sizes that are the color that you need. So there are a ton of stars cut out. There's some really, really tiny ones. There's some larger ones. And I'm probably not going to use as many green stars as I'm going to put 3 on here like there were in the sketch. But I think I'm going to use more of the orange because I did the sentiment in the mint color. So I want to bring a little bit of the orange. So hopefully I will get some good stars out of the orange. Ooh. Okay. And so if you look at the placement of the images on here, you have 2 down here and 1 at the top. So I'm going to pick the stars that I want, and I'm then going to take my Zig 2A glue pen and I'm going to attach them. So this is a way to make the products that you have go a little bit further. So you can do things like color something so that you have the right exact colors for the project that you're working on. So there's one down here. There's a little one here. I'll do a little bit larger one. These look like they might be the same exact size. Let me see if I have a smaller. That might be too tiny. It's really small. Okay. Do that, and then the large